ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Tonight, just the 10th meeting all time between Cincinnati and the New York Giants. The home team has won each of the previous 9. The Giants hoping that that history repeats itself tonight. The only team versus team series in the history of the NFL in which the home team has won each of the first 9 regular season meetings. They last met in 2012 in Cincinnati. Dwayne Harris back deep. The Giants won the toss. Ben McAdoo elected to receive the opening kickoff. So Mike Nugent kicks it away for Cincinnati. Tumbling down to Harris from the 4. And well covered by the Bengals special teams. Harris taken down shy of the 20-yard line. Well, here comes New York on offense, led by Eli Manning, the 35-year-old veteran, having his best season of his career in terms of completion percentage at 64.4, 12 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and the interceptions have come in bunches. We mentioned the number a moment ago, just 20 points per game for New York, 25th in the league. After a play fake, he's right on target to Will Tye, the tight end. And a big gain out to the 45-yard line. First down, New York.
Trap pass. They're going to fool Perfect, the inside linebacker, and Will Tye's wide open against this split safety defense. Good call to start the game.
Tye had 4 catches in their win against Philadelphia here last Sunday. The tight ends caught 7 balls for New York. Quick pass. It's Odell Beckham Jr. and he's yanked down in the middle of the field by Vontaze Burfict at the Cincinnati 49.
Going to be a no-huddle offense all night. Emphasis on the quick passing game. Giants have had no balance at all on offense. Just have not been able to run it. Some of the best plays you'll see tonight are the ones Eli Manning audibles to.
They're last in the NFL in rushing yards, averaging 68 yards per game. Their first carry of the night goes to their leading rusher, Rashad Jennings. He's stacked up near the first down, just shy of the Bengals' 45-yard line. George Iloka, the safety, made the tackle. Here's a look at the Giants starters on offense, and as Coach mentioned during the pregame, Brett Jones in for Justin Pugh at left guard. Pugh had been having an excellent year, hurt his knee last week in the win against Philadelphia. No Victor Cruz tonight at wide receiver, out with a sprained ankle, so expect more activity from Roger Lewis Jr. Third down, less than a yard. Jennings, the lone back, trying to pick it up on the ground, and they do, and then he delivers a blow to Adam Jones at the end of the run. First down, New York, to the Bengals 41.
It's a toss crack. Will Tye in motion. He secures the edge, and Eric Flowers gets the good kick-out block. Giants have been a poor short yardage running team. That's a huge confidence builder for this Giant offense.
Jennings, their leading rusher for the year, came in with 168 yards rushing for the season. Jeremy Hill of Cincinnati had that exact total in one game against Cleveland. Some trickery, and Jennings with running room. Down to the 25-yard line. Again, the safety, George Iloka, called upon to make the tackle. It's a gain of 16 for the fast-moving Giants.
And here comes the Giants right away in this attack no-huddle offense. A lot of deception. They use Beckham as a decoy, and here comes Eli.
After all that communication, Roger Lewis Jr., the rookie out of Bowling Green, with the catch for a gain of 2. Here's the Bengals defense without starting linebacker Ray Maualuga tonight. He's out with a lower leg injury. Vincent Ray gets the start. He's experienced. Their leading tackler each of the last 2 seasons. Bengals not as good on defense as they have been in recent years. Paul Gunther watched every down of every game they played this year, trying to find some solutions. Manning a wobbler, but on target. First down. Sterling Shepard, the rookie out of Oklahoma. They'll mark him down near the 10-yard line.
Two rookies. You see 87 Shepard on an inside breaking route. 82 Roger Lewis, another rookie starting for Victor Cruz tonight. And 89 Jarrell Adams is a rookie playing at tight end in this no-huddle offense. Three rookies.
And Manning 5 for 5 on this opening drive. Play fake to Jennings. In the flat, caught. Jarrell Adams, the touchdown for New York. First career touchdown for the rookie out of South Carolina.
Cincinnati looks like they're still on their bye week. Take a look at Vinny Ray. He's going to get fooled by the play-action pass. He wants to come up firing to Odell Beckham. The coverage on Beckham is good, but Vinny Ray beat badly to the flat. That was an impressive drive. And Eli Manning at the line of scrimmage did a lot of it in this no-huddle offense.
10-yard touchdown pass. They go 81 yards in 8 plays. Eli 6 for 6. Robbie Gould for the extra point. And the Giants lead 7-0. Adams, a catch he'll never forget. ESPN's Monday Night Football brought to you by United Airlines, introducing Polaris by United, the business class experience redesigned. By Fidelity Investments. By the experts at your locally owned True Value. And by K Jewelers. For 100 years, every kiss begins with K. Gorgeous night in New York, 56 degrees at kickoff. Coverage tonight from Skycam, brought to you by American Express. And now there are only 2 teams in the league that have not scored in their first possession of a game this season. The Giants are 1 of 3. That leaves just the Cardinals and the Jaguars now, who haven't scored on their first possession of a game. Saw Alex Erickson, the rookie out of Wisconsin, back for the kickoff from Robbie Gould. They brought one back to start their first kickoff return last week in London. 65 yards. This time he didn't even reach the 20. Orleans Darkwa made the tackle for New York.
Haven't seen much of this. Play action pass. It's a trap pass. They pull the backside guard, Brett Jones. They fool the inside linebacker, Vontez Perfect, and then they get Vinny Ray on a play action pass. Watch 89 Jarrell Adams sneak out into the flat. That's great execution. That's an element that has been missing from this Giant offense. And Mike Sullivan, the offensive coordinator, and Eli Manning got to like that start.
They've been together for a while. Sullivan was the quarterback coach, got promoted to coordinator when Ben McAdoo went from coordinator to head coach. Andy Dalton from under center after the play fake. Here's A.J. Green, and they're ready for him, as you might expect. Janoris Jenkins there with the primary hit.
Well, these quick screens are very common in the NFL. Get the ball in your best receiver's hands, and watch the pursuit of the New York Giants. A.J. Green's probably saying, give me another one. Other than that quick screen, that is well defended by New York. Setting up second and long. Look at this formation.
We talked about it during the pregame. Ken Zampese, the offensive coordinator, gives you a lot of different looks. He wants to make sure the defense has to spend time with all these things in practice. This works beautifully. Tyler Eifert. Look at the tight end run all the way inside the 10-yard line. Finally wrestled down by Jonathan Casillas, the linebacker.
This is unbelievable. It's bizarre. Eifert looks like he's playing right guard. This is Tyler Eifert here. They've got all the linemen out, split out as wide receivers. Dalton in an eligible formation has his Pro Bowl tight end one-on-one with Jonathan Casillas and no help anywhere. And that probably is Tyler Eifert's longest reception of his career.
It is.
And his first and goal Bengals. What a call by Ken Zampese, the offensive coordinator.
72 yards. They mark the ball at the 8. An option look now. Here's Jeremy Hill, former teammate of Odell Beckham at LSU. He's Banged across the boundary by Jonathan Casillas with a flag down. Our referee tonight is John Perry.
Crazy formations, and now they run a speed option.
Illegal motion. Offense, number 18, 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Ken Zampese, the third offensive coordinator that Andy Dalton has had. He's waited his turn. Jay Gruden left. Hugh Jackson left. Zampese gets promoted from quarterback coach to offensive coordinator, and he's putting his spin on this Bengal offense.
He's been on the staff for 14 years, primarily as the quarterback coach. After the fake, it's a touchdown to A.J. Green. That didn't take long for Cincinnati to respond.
Oh, the #1 red zone defense in football, the New York Giants, has not met an offense with this array of weapons. Watch Dalton look left at this bubble screen. He manipulates the underneath coverage, and A.J. Green is wide open down the seam. Beautiful work by Andy Dalton. And I think Cincinnati is well equipped, as we said earlier, to win a shootout if need be.
Green's 4th touchdown of the season, 49th of his career in just his 6th season out of the University of Georgia. Mike Nugent adds the extra point. Just more than 6 minutes gone by. Each team has had it once. Each team has scored a touchdown. Well, after Eli Manning went 6 for 6 on the Giants touchdown drive, Andy Dalton just went 3 for 3. And the Bengals answer. And already stuff to talk about on the sideline for the New York Giants and defensive captain Jonathan Casillas. Mike Nugent will kick off for the Bengals. Dwayne Harris. Well, we've already seen a one wacky formation. I think the word Andy Dalton used was goofy to describe some of the formations that Cincinnati runs.
Yeah, it is goofy. Last year under Hugh Jackson, I called it Star Wars. They split out offensive linemen on both sides of the formation. They could run a zone read or they could throw a quick screen. But when you watch what they just did with Tyler Eifert, this is a new Star Wars formation. 2 linemen up top, 3 linemen in the middle, both receivers down at the bottom. They look left, they throw right. And the New York Giants completely fooled. That's what Ken Zampese, the offensive coordinator, is doing. He's putting his spin on this offense with plays and formations nobody's seen before.
Rashad Jennings, the running back. Eli Manning with the play fake. Dumps it off short for the tight end, Jarrell Adams. Ball comes out as he got taken down by Vontaze Burfict. And it went out of bounds across the far sideline.
He's often criticized by people, but if you want to watch a physical middle linebacker, go watch Vontaze Burfict. He sees Jarrell Adams the whole way, and he's not playing two-hand touch. Great work by Burfict.
Draw for Rashad Jennings out to the 25. Marshall Newhouse, who's their starting right tackle at the beginning of the year, and lately has been a 6th blocker when they go to jumbo packages. He is in now at left guard alongside Eric Flowers. You mentioned Brett Jones was in for Justin Pewitt left guard, but he's hurt already with a calf injury. So they're really having to mix and match on that New York offensive line. Third down and 7. 5-man Cincinnati rush, and the long throw off the hands of Roger Lewis. Then he got blasted after he dropped it by Sean Williams.
Oh, Roger Lewis can run. Everybody says the man can run, the rookie out of Bowling Green, but he dropped the pass last week against Philadelphia, and if you want to play in the big leagues, you got to make that catch. That's a well-thrown ball by Eli Manning, and they miss Victor Cruz, obviously.
Adam Jones back for the punt from Brad Wing. And Jones watched it bounce, thinking it would be out of bounds. It landed very close to the sideline. And big break for the Giants. It stayed inbounds apparently, went all the way to the 25-yard line. 50-yard punt, about 14 yards on the bounce. 7-7 midway through the first quarter. Monday night will be in Mexico City as the Raiders take on the Texans at Estadio Azteca. Built in 1966. I know you can't wait to get there. It's undergoing a remodeling right now. They've made a lot of changes to it just for this NFL game. Altitude might be an issue. That's at 7,500 feet above sea level, so hopefully you'll be in good wind next Monday night, Coach.
I played there in a preseason game, but this is the first regular season Monday night game outside of America's soil. We can't wait to get there. Going to be awesome. Raiders are red hot. Houston Texans leading their division. And we got a good one here tonight, Sean.
Indeed we do. Bengals and Giants tied at 7. Midway through the first quarter, Andy Dalton 3 for 3 as they went right down the field on their opening possession. 29-year-old veteran out of TCU in his 6th year, having a very solid season, 6th in the league in completion percentage, 7th in passing yards per game, and 4th in yards per pass. And under center from the 25-yard line with a tight bunch to his right. And a run from Jeremy Hill. Nice patience, and he gets 6. And here's a look at the Bengals
Number
offense.
74 has reported as an eligible receiver. Number 74 is eligible.
That's Jake Fisher, who was checked in. He does that a lot when they go to a jumbo set. It's a much better offense since the man you just saw run off the field came back into action. Eifert missed the first 6 games of the year recovering from an ankle injury, and then he had back problems. And here's another one of those goofy formations, as Andy calls them. And they settle into something pretty standard. Hill again. And he's yanked down. Looked like he'd pick up the first down, and it appears he has, before Kelvin Shepard yanked him down for Steve Spagnuolo. Second tour of duty as Giants defensive coordinator. He was there when they won their first Super Bowl with Tom Coughlin as the head coach. Became the coach of the Rams. Went to the Saints as defensive coordinator. Now back with the Giants.
Got to weather the storm early, Sean. Bengals known to throw the kitchen sink at you in the first 15 plays.
Giovanni Bernard now in at running back. He and Hill form a terrific tandem. Bernard, a good pass catcher, runs under that one, and right on cue drops it. Little floater he couldn't hang on to. He's averaged 49 catches per year over his first 3 NFL seasons.
Got to keep an eye on second-year pro Cedric Ogbuehi at right tackle. They've had issues protecting the passer. Here he is working against Jason Pierre-Paul. But in these obvious passing situations, it's Ogbuehi who's got to step his game up.
Well, they've given up 25 sacks already this season. They gave up 41 combined the last 2 seasons. Same 5 offensive linemen have started every game for Cincinnati. Atlanta's the only other team in the league that can make that claim. Hill running left, and he did not get away from Olivier Vernon. It looked like he whiffed on the first try, but managed to get him down the second time.
Olivier Vernon can play. He's playing through a broken hand. His sack numbers are down, but Olivier Vernon never comes off the field. He's a very good run defender. He whips Tyler Eifert and stuffs Jeremy Hill, and it's 3rd down and long.
Bernard, the 3rd down back on 3rd and 12. Quick pop to the rookie out of Pitt, Tyler Boyd, and he is very close to the first down. The official on the far sideline is marking him short of the 45-yard line. Trevin Wade made a big tackle, and it's 4th down.
It's a quick screen against the zone coverage, and you see 4 Cincinnati Bengal linemen out front. That's the play you see in the NC2A, and Marvin Lewis has decided to punt it on 4th and short. Little surprise. I thought Coach Lewis might go for it.
I think he's going to challenge the spot, Coach, and I would if I were Marvin Lewis as well. I think they got a bad spot there. Looked like Boyd, when he came down, that ball was on the 45-yard line.
Cincinnati has challenged the previous play in relationship to the line of the game. We'll review the play.
As they take a look at it, we'll step aside. Let's get the ruling from John Perry.
After reviewing the play, the ruling of the field's been confirmed. Left elbow down, ball short of the line of game. Cincinnati's charged with the first team timeout.
As we look at the replay, you can see it was well marked with the original spot. The elbows down, the ball shy of the 45-yard line. John McGrath, the head linesman. Jeff Seaman, the line judge, with good work there to mark it correctly. So the challenge goes by the wayside for Marvin Lewis, and he has Kevin Huber on the punt. Dwayne Harris back deep for New York, standing at his own 10-yard line. Virtually no wind in the stadium tonight. Huber hangs it up high. Fair catch made near the 12-yard line. This is game together 36 for Eli Manning and Odell Beckham in their first 35. Eli's thrown 30 touchdown passes to Odell Beckham Jr. That ties Dan Fouts and John Jefferson as the second fastest duo to 30 touchdown passes together. Fastest to 30, Tom Brady and Randy Moss, 2 future Hall of Famers. Just 26 games to combine for 30 touchdown passes. After the 42-yard punt by Huber, Paul Perkins, the rookie and a running back now, he's out of UCLA, has been seeing more action in recent weeks. As he's gotten comfortable in the offense, he chugged ahead for a couple. Vincent Ray made the tackle.
You're going to see Odell Beckham move around a little bit more in this 3-receiver set, but what Beckham is doing is amazing to me. He's getting it all after the catch. A lot of slants, yards after the catch. This is a quick passing game with all the inexperience on the offensive line.
Manning went spinning away from the rush, and Odell Beckham, good run after the catch. And the Cincinnati defenders we talked to last night said that's job one, limit Beckham's yards after the catch. He's still short of the first down by about 3 yards.
Beckham's going to run a shallow cross. It's a zone coverage. He's going to recognize Sterling Shepard, but you're going to recognize the quarterback in trouble, and he rallies to help Eli. 3rd down.
And 3. Perkins remains in the game. Cincinnati crowding the line of scrimmage. And they rush just 4. Trying to play coverage. They forgot to cover the biggest weapon for the Giants, Beckham. First down, New York, out to the 28-yard line.
Back-to-back shallow crosses. You'll get to see him this time. It's a zone coverage. He knows exactly where that first down marker is. First down, New York. And number 15, Tavares King, has checked in at the bottom of the screen. They sat down their rookie Roger Lewis, so Ty takes over for Lewis.
Lewis, as you mentioned, a couple of drops last week and a big drop already early here tonight. Perkins tried to turn the corner, got ridden out of bounds by Michael Johnson. There is a flag down on the play. Thrown along the near sideline, near where the play ended.
Illegal use of hands, hands to the face, defense number 24. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Adam Jones I don't know what you're supposed to do. Big Eric Flowers at 340 pounds comes humming around the corner. Penalties, missed tackles have hurt the Bengals on defense this year. There's another one.
Paul Gunther, the defensive coordinator for Cincinnati. Third season in that role. Took over from Mike Zimmer when he left to Minnesota to become the head coach.
Oh boy.
Wayne Harris looked like he was in trouble. Did well to move it ahead for a couple. Adam Jones involved in the tackle. There is a flag down again. This time on the far side of the field.
A lot of gimmick runs here by the Giants early.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 73. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
Marshall Newhouse, who came in at left guard, ordinarily a tackle, with injuries to Pugh and Jones. At left guard, Newhouse, out of TCU, has played guard. He was a teammate of Andy Dalton, the Cincinnati quarterback at TCU. As a matter of fact, Andy says that Newhouse is his closest friend on another team in the National Football League. First down 20 for New York. Trying to set up a screen. Dropped by Rashad Jennings with Carlos Dansby right there for the Bengals.
When you run a screen, you have to be alert for the man responsible for the back. And Carlos Dansby for 13 years has read screens. Nobody accounts for him. This has disaster written all over it. You see Richburg number 70 late on arrival, second and long.
Hard to believe. 13 years. He's never been to the Pro Bowl. Put up some big numbers. Now 35 years old. Dansby, the oldest Bengal. Four-man rush on second and 20. Catch made by Beckham, and then he's plastered immediately by Drake Kirkpatrick.
And Eli Manning gets hit by Geno Atkins, and you can see why they throw the quick game. Odell Beckham has been restricted to a lot of slant routes, three-step slants. Got to get the ball off quickly because Eli felt Geno Atkins that time.
Three receivers, one back, one tight end. You'll hear that all night long. When the Giants are on offense, Eli tried to force it into Will Tye, and he's lucky that one didn't get picked off. Montez Burfict with tight coverage.
Montez Burfict read that the whole way, and penalties, lack of a running game continue to make this Giant offense one-dimensional. It's tough to play quarterback when you got to do it all at the line of scrimmage by yourself.
Brad Wing to punt. Alex Erickson back deep. High snap handled by Wing. Erickson made the team in the preseason as an undrafted player out of Wisconsin because he was electric in the return game. He just lit somebody up on the far sideline. Everybody appears to be all right. Priest stood in there and took the hit. Bounced up with a smile on his face. 55-yard punt, 9-yard return. A.J. Green's had a remarkable start to his career. He's reached 1,000 yards receiving in each of his first 5 seasons. In the Pro Bowl in all 5 of those years, and now he's just 90 yards shy of the 1,000 mark again. When he gets there, he'll join Randy Moss as the only 2 receivers in NFL history with 6 straight 1,000-yard seasons to begin a career. Very well happened tonight. Green's averaging 112 yards receiving per game to lead the league. Jeremy Hill, the ball carrier. Dramatically different styles, Coach, as Lisa reported before the game. A.J. Green, by his own admission when we visited last night, said, "I'm boring." And you can say a lot about Odell Beckham Jr., but he's not boring.
I'd take either one of these guys if I was coaching. I'd be more than happy to have the flamboyant Beckham or the sure thing, quiet man, A.J. Green. More bizarre shifting from the Bengals, forcing the Giants into multiple adjustments.
Janoris Jenkins, the newcomer to New York, lines up opposite Green. Heavy rush. Dalton, a good athlete, got it off. And Giovanni Bernard avoided a couple of hits and picked up the first down with the run after the catch out across the 35-yard line.
Andy Dalton in the pocket, very underestimated for his athleticism. He keeps the ball in a throwing position at all times, knows exactly where his outlet receiver is, and Giovanni Bernard is nasty after the catch. First down, Bengals.
Telvin Shepard, Jonathan Casillas, a couple of whiffs trying to make the tackle. End of the first quarter in New Jersey. Monday Night Football tied at 7. One quarter played here at MetLife Stadium. Cincinnati and the Giants tied at 7. Giants moved here in 2010 into the state-of-the-art stadium, built at a cost of $1.6 billion. Already hosted a Super Bowl, Super Bowl 48, 2014. Seattle beat Denver. On 1st and 10, Giovanni Bernard wrestled down by Olivier Vernon, the priciest of the free agents brought in to strengthen this New York Giants defense. 5-year deal for $82 million for Vernon, free agent over from the Miami Dolphins.
Good player. And this offense is hard to deal with. They run conventional plays and bizarre plays, and you don't know what personnel group is coming or going. Another shift.
You can see the animated communication on the Giant defense on 2nd and 10. Andy Dalton, in the pass batted down by Jason Pierre-Paul. And no surprise there. He's one of the best in the National Football League at that. That's his 6th of this season.
Well, they shifted into a no-back set, and Steve Spagnuolo checks into an all-out blitz. Nobody's assigned to Jason Pierre-Paul. He's going to bat down balls, but that's an automatic blitz check by the Giants defense. Give them credit. And JPP, as you said, a special athlete.
Only Carlos Dunlap of the Bengals has batted down more passes this year along that defensive line. He has 7. On 3rd and 10, Dalton in trouble. And he gets away. There's a flag down. Kennard trying to run him down. As the play stands, it's a first down on a rare run by Andy Dalton. Good for 11 yards.
Holding, offense, number 25. 10-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Andy Dalton ran for 3 first downs last week. Here's Bernard working against Keenan Robinson. That's a good call. Got to do a better job than that in pass protection, and that eliminates a huge first down. Now 3rd down and long. Look for another quick screen. Something conservative from Dalton.
Andy Dalton knows the numbers. The Giants have just 11 sacks for the year, fewest in the league, but he said they don't get many sacks, but they do put on a lot of pressure. A.J. Green with some running room. He delivers a stiff arm to Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. He's out of bounds, well shy of the first down, and Cincinnati will punt.
That's a designed block screen. You use all 3 receivers as lead blockers, and you throw the ball to the great A.J. Green and see what happens. But the penalty on Bernard eliminates a big first down, and here's Harris, number 17, who is a very good punt return.
3 career punt returns for touchdowns for Dwayne Harris in his 6th year out of East Carolina. Kevin Huber sends Harris to the near sideline. And he's out of bounds near the 20-yard line. So each team scored on its first possession. Now the defense is settling in, still tied at 7. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Keep on fueling your football fandom. By GMC, we are professional grade. By Fidelity Investments. And by NFLshop.com, find the largest selection of NFL products at the official store of the NFL. Images of the great Tom Coughlin, 12 years head coach of the Giants, 2-time Super Bowl winner as head coach. He'll be inducted into the Giants Ring of Honor at halftime tonight, along with Justin Tuck. Terrific defensive lineman, and Ernie Accorsi, the general manager, played a huge part in bringing Tom Coughlin to New York. Also made the big trade that brought Eli Manning to the Giants. Many believe it's the most important trade in the history of this franchise.
Let's watch Eli Manning after this play as he jumps into these no-huddle offenses.
Here's Paul Perkins as the running back. As usual, 3 wide receivers on the field. Play fake, and Manning just threw it away in the general direction of Perkins. Looked like he wanted to take a deep shot, but couldn't have time to throw it there.
Well, Geno Atkins, the man we talked about in the pregame, beats John Jerry with ease. 2nd and 10, and Eli Manning signals a formation, the snap count, and the play. And he's alert to audible.
Under center this time with the give to Perkins. Sean Williams, the safety, up from the secondary. Short gain.
Watch Eli Manning communicate with his teammates. He gets the information from the sideline. Mike Sullivan, Ben McAdoo, he calls the formation. He's going to use code words to tell the center and the offensive line what the snap count is. Then he's got to signal the play. Then he looks at the Bengals and he runs the play if the look is what he wants. If he needs to change it, he'll fix it. Watch him go to work.
Cincinnati brings a blitz. Eli off his back foot. Complete to Will Tye for a first down. He hit the deck with pressure from Carlos Dunlap, but he got it off to convert for New York.
Going to be a stunt. You're going to see Michael Johnson and Dunlap, 2 defensive ends, playing in there at inside linebacker. They switch positions. Nobody blocks, and it's still a first down for New York. What a play by Manning.
Manning over the middle, incomplete, and not hard to guess who that was with the hit. Vontaze Burfict.
He's a player. Now watch Eli, Sean. He gets the information from Ben McAdoo, and he's got to run the entire show. Set the formation, make sure the snap count is communicated, code the play, and survey the defense snap after snap.
Paul Perkins ahead for 3. Yanked down by Vontaze Burfict.
Take a look at Wallace Gilberry, Sean, defensive tackle of the Bengals, just re-signed. Adam Jones told us last night, he said he's our Dennis Rodman. He does a lot of dirty work as an inside pass rusher, and they've missed his energy and effort.
With the Bengals for 4 years, signed with Detroit as a free agent, but got let go after he was injured with the Lions, and the Bengals have brought him back. That was a popular move in their locker room. Wounded duck, but it's on target to Beckham for a first down into Bengals territory to the 45-yard line. George Iloka, the safety, credited with the tackle.
Good throw by Eli. Beckham goes up and gets it. And Eli Manning in this no-huddle offense has Cincinnati on their heels.
5th catch. They've targeted him 5 times. He's caught all 5. Back on the ground. They're going to stick with it, even though, again, tonight it's not doing very much. That's a gain of a yard. They've rushed for 20 yards now. Will Clark, a backup defensive end out of West Virginia, with the stop for Cincinnati.
I like Will Clark. He's come into his own here in his 3rd season. And you said it, this running game has kept the Giants in 2nd and long throughout the season.
Eli throws it away. Boy, we've seen him do that a lot. Their last Monday night appearance a little over a month ago in Minnesota. Anytime anybody got even close, that ball was going into the ground, and he was going to live to fight another down.
Well, it's a screen pass. And they read the screen again, and there's nothing else Eli Manning can do. The best way to slow the pass rush down is to run screen passes, draws, and traps. And right now, Geno Atkins isn't buying any of it. He's giving John Jerry fits at right guard.
Timeout Cincinnati. With Eli Manning and the Giants facing 3rd down and 9 at the Bengals 44-yard line. Sean McDonough, John Gruden, Lisa Salters back in East Rutherford, New Jersey, tied at 7. New York Giants trying to win their 4th game in a row for the first time since the 2013 season. 3rd down and 9 to the Bengals 44. Ball caught by Beckham, slips for a moment, goes out of bounds short of the first down. But you could hear Eli Manning telling Rashad Jennings, stay right there. He knew Cincinnati was coming with pressure, and he kept Jennings in to block.
Well, it's a double A gap blitz. It's a zone blitz. Good effort to the ball by this Bengal defense. 4th down and 2. Eli Manning still on the field. Got to be alert for a hard count in this situation.
Be about a 54-yard field goal for Robbie Gould. Ben McAdoo isn't going to try that on a winless night. Bengals bring pressure, and Manning is sacked back at the 48-yard line. Geno Atkins is there, and Cincinnati takes over on downs.
Somebody needs to get help on Geno Atkins. He is ruining this game. This time it's Weston Richburg at center and the Pro Bowl defensive tackle. Rocks Eli Manning to set up Andy Dalton in great field position. That's what this defense needs to do. They must take advantage of backup players on this Giant offensive line with Pro Bowl players. And Atkins should deliver big in this game. Get him a drink of water and keep him ready to roll.
One of the best defensive linemen in Bengals history, Geno Atkins, 7th season out of the University of Georgia. Loss of 11, so great field position for Andy Dalton. And the stripes on offense. Bernard could not get away. Got close to the line of scrimmage, but not quite there. Kelvin Shepard, the primary tackler for New York.
Kelvin Shepard plays middle linebacker in their base defense. And in their sub defense, Keenan Robinson plays middle linebacker. That's a well-read screen. When Steve Spagnuolo was the defensive coordinator of the Giants when they won their Super Bowl, Antonio Pierce played middle linebacker on every play.
Dalton pulls it down. Did well to hang on to the football, and Robert Thomas back up defensive tackle with the sack for New York, just the 4th of his career.
Right up the middle, you're going to see Thomas, number 99. Backup defensive tackle in a rotation. Beat Clint Bowling, and it's 3rd and long for Cincinnati.
By 4th of his career, I meant tackle for Robert Thomas. It's his 1st career sack. And the Giants, 1st of the night, only their 12th of the year. 3rd down and 14. New York rushed 4. Dalton dumps it off. Bernard popped down well short of the first down. Cross midfield to the New York 46, but he's short by 3 yards. Landon Collins, the Giants' leading tackler for the season, 2nd-year safety out of Alabama, with the stop.
Negative plays by this Bengal offense. They've done a nice job making some big plays, but they have really struggled in pass protection all season. And once again, here's Harris.
Huber to punt it to him. Huber, one of the best in the business at dropping it inside the 10-yard line. And they'll do it again. Darquez Denard there to down it at the 1-yard line. 45-yard punt. Tied at 7, second quarter in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Big Blue, the New York Giants, singing the blues when it comes to their ground game this season. 68 rushing yards per game, last in the NFL. In fact, it's the lowest rushing average by any team that has had a winning record through 8 games of any season in NFL history. It's hard to be 5-3 when you're averaging 68 yards per game rushing. Their yards per rush of 3.2, better than only the Minnesota Vikings, who also can't run it out of their own shadows.
Well, they better run it here, but they don't have a fullback on their roster. They don't have a tight end that's a good blocker, and it's hard to run.
You need to get it out from the 1-yard line. Bengals trying to make it difficult. And they stop Rashad Jennings after a gain of 1. Ben McAdoo doesn't pay much attention to those rushing numbers. He said memorably a few days ago, stats are for losers.
Sometimes I agree with them, but they still don't have a running game. And it's tough to run when you're backed up. It's tough to run in goal line and short yardage situations. It's tough to run anywhere. But you got to keep an eye on those run pass options. They like to throw these quick passes to the receivers.
Out of the end zone, yep, to Will Tye. They made some changes during their bye week a couple of weeks ago. One of the decisions they made was less action for Larry Donnell, who had been their featured tight end. Has had trouble blocking and hasn't held on to the ball very well. They've gone to Tye and Jarrell Adams. That's been an effective duo.
Better pass receivers, more yardage after the catch.
Rashad Jennings went way wide to the left. And now comes back to the left hip of Manning on 3rd down and 2. The Cincinnati blitz. Manning got it off for a first down. Sterling Shepard out to the 19-yard line. Darquez Denard, former first-round pick in 2014 out of Michigan State, has been injured a bunch and has played very little. But they expect to see him on the field more in the coming weeks.
That's all Eli Manning. He saw the one-on-one coverage, and he went after Denard, a man nobody knows about.
10-yard gain. Jennings slammed ahead. Ran into Wallace Gilberry. Just back with the Bengals this week, as John mentioned.
You really don't know who's coming and going in this Giant backfield. You see Jennings in there now, their leading rusher. But you're going to see Paul Perkins. You're going to see Bobby Rainey, Orleans Darkwa. They haven't committed to any of the runners either.
Hurt them when Shane Vereen was injured. Excellent receiver. He was their leading rusher at the time of his tricep injury. 2nd and 7. And that one is intercepted on the near side by Dre Kirkpatrick. He's inside the 10 and down inside the 8-yard line. It's intended for Roger Lewis.
Been the Achilles heel of the Giants. That's -8 now in the turnover ratio, and that's the 9th interception by Eli Manning. It's an outside breaking route. Dre Kirkpatrick jumped all over it. Veteran corner against rookie receiver, and Cincinnati with a 1st and goal. Not often, Sean, you see a 5-3 team with a -7 turnover ratio, and lack of a running game, a big part of a one-dimensional offense that puts Eli Manning in a lot of tough spots.
And they're 5-3, but they've won a lot of close games. They're 5 wins by a total of 20 points. 21-yard return by Dre Kirkpatrick.
This play is going to be reviewed.
We're not quite sure why, but we will figure that out by the time you come back. Tied at 7, 5:13 to go in the half. Ben McAdoo, Eli Manning hoping for good news from John Perry. Let's hear what he has to say. They're looking to see
After
if
reviewing the play, the ruling in the field stands.
And that's what we thought the ruling was going to be. Kirkpatrick juggles it, but John, he gets that hand underneath the ball, it looks like, all the way to the ground.
Great catch. And it sets up this Bengal offense, Sean, who welcomes the return of Tyler Eifert, a touchdown machine in the red zone. Eifert, who had that bad foot, got his first touchdown last week against the Redskins, and you know Dalton's looking for him here.
And the Giants will be alert to that as well. Dalton, Bernard thought he was being held as he went out into the flat. Eli Apple, the rookie out of Ohio State, had the coverage. He struggled last week against Philadelphia and was benched for much of the game.
And Steve Spagnuolo, Sean, the defensive coordinator of the Giants, has the #1 red zone defense in the NFL. And it's a large part because of all the blitzing that he does here. That one got home. Let's see if he brings another. Collins versus Eifert at the bottom of the screen. It's man-to-man.
Spagnuolo brings that blitz. They go to Eifert, and it goes through his hands with Collins right up on it.
That's what I want to see. Landon Collins, who has been the defensive player of the week the last 2 weeks, is red hot. This time he draws Eifert in one-on-one coverage, and Collins did a nice job. 3rd down and goal. Andy Dalton, and a check with me. He's got all the audibles you need. Will he need one here?
.5:05 to go in the first half. Tied at 7. Each team scored on its opening possession. And the play clock running out. 1 second on the snap. Quick pop to A.J. Green. He's in trouble and ripped down by Janoris Jenkins.
That's a great job by this Giant defense. They showed Andy Dalton an all-out blitz, and they bluffed him. They force him into a quick screen. It looks like it's an all-out blitz. So he's going to throw a quick screen up top to A.J. Green, and the Giants bluffed him. Getting a no-back set. They blitzed them earlier. That time they bluffed them. 3-and-out stop by the Giants, and here's Nugent.
It's been a little bit shaky. Missed a field goal and an extra point in London in the last game 2 weeks ago. No problem that time from 25 yards. And the Bengals have the lead for the first time tonight. Disappointment for Cincinnati. They couldn't punch it into the end zone after the takeaway. We started the night talking about these star wide receivers. Here's what they've done so far. 6 catches for 51 for Odell Beckham Jr. 4 receptions for 25 yards and a touchdown for A.J. Green. Another defensive stand by Steve Spagnuolo's defense. They've been the 2nd best defense in the league this year in goal-to-go situations for the opponents. Give you one guess who's better. Seattle, with that memorable stop on a goal-to-go situation to win the game in New England last night.
Boy, that sure was, Sean. But credit Steve Spagnuolo. This defense was a laughingstock last year. They've added some players, and it's really had a lot to do with the Giants where they are today.
Mike Nugent kicks off. Out on the run by Dwayne Harris. He won't try to bring it out about 4 yards deep into the end zone.
Take a look at Beckham so far. Just a little quick out. Not much there. It's a shallow cross against the zone coverage. Not much after the catch. Long yardage situations. Just a delayed under route. There's nothing there. 3rd and long. He's short of the first down. He did catch one seam pass, but the Bengals have done what they set out to do so far. They have limited his effect on the game. But don't go away. This man is special.
Mm-hmm. Play action pass after the fake to Paul Perkins, and Manning has it dropped by Will Tye.
Somebody got to help Eli Manning out. You're struggling to run the football. Roger Lewis dropped one in the first quarter. Here's Will Tye for another first down, dropping the football. And you don't want to fall behind in the down and distance continually in the NFL, especially against defenses that can overwhelm you with pass rushers. And Geno Atkins, number 97, is red hot right now for Cincinnati.
Manning, man open, caught by Beckham. First down out to the 43-yard line.
Well, Adam Jones at corner. Got to get some depth. Don't let him throw the deep out to Beckham. Let him throw the short ball underneath. And Jones knows better than that.
At 69 yards receiving, so exactly 3,500 for his career for Beckham in just 36 games. Fastest to 3,500 yards receiving in the history of the NFL. And Manning going for him again. Throw out of bounds with a flag down. The safety Sean Williams came over to help in coverage. Look like Carlos Dunlap was offside for the Bengals.
Offside. Defense number 96 moved in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Well, history being made, it seems, just about every week by Odell Beckham Jr. Quickest to 3,500 yards. Receiving 36 games. Terrell Adams caught the Giants touchdown pass in the first quarter. He has a first down at the Cincinnati 44-yard line.
Adams is athletic. Caught 66 passes at South Carolina. And after the bye week, Ben McAdoo, a former tight end coach himself, said put the young kid in there, and he's played well.
Ben McAdoo's been using just about everybody who's dressed the last couple of weeks. Said he wants everybody fresh for the stretch run. Paul Perkins, gain of 8.
Perkins is an all-purpose back. Rookie out of UCLA. He can catch it. He's a good runner. He's got good vision and instincts. Got to improve as a pass protector and a route runner. But this is not easy, being in a no-huddle offense with Eli Manning. You don't know what the play is until right before the ball is snapped.
Plenty of time for Manning this time. Now in trouble. Now he takes off running and slides down. Flag down. Flag in the middle of the field near the near hash marks. About 6 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense number 26. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
It's Josh Shaw, second-year man out of USC. Out he comes, and hands to the face, another defensive penalty. Working against Sterling Shepard. Didn't see a lot there, but the officials saw enough. First down, New York.
Something you don't see very often. Eli Manning running for a first down. The last time that happened was October 19th of last season against Philadelphia in a Monday night game. He throws a rocket. Sterling Shepard, little shake and bake, trying to shed Darquez Denard. He got enough for the first down for New York at the 15-yard line, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning with 1:57 to go in the first half.
It's helped us provide better care for the players. We have the sideline video monitor that allows us instant review of plays. We have radios that we all wear that we communicate with each other, so we can talk to each other immediately about injuries that we're seeing on one end of the sideline while someone else might be the other end of the sideline. We have handheld tablets on the sidelines with the players' medical history, with imaging studies. We have x-ray here at the stadium. So all these facets are a part of what goes into providing care for these players.
At every NFL stadium on game day, at least 29 medical professionals on hand, including the unaffiliated neurological consultants who support the team's medical staffs in the diagnosis of in-game concussions. Giants on the move at the 2-minute warning. 1:57 to go in the half. They're down 10-7, but with 1st and 10 at the Cincinnati 15. On the delay, Paul Perkins.
It's a good surge off that left side, and keep an eye on head coach Marvin Lewis of the Bengals. He, I'm sure, is considering using a timeout himself to give Andy Dalton and his Bengal offense a shot at the 2-minute.
After a gain of 5, 2nd and 5, under a minute and a half to go. Just the one timeout left for the Bengals. Manning wide open. Beckham. He got free for a New York touchdown.
That is a beautiful double move. And pass protection held up to give Eli a chance to pump that hook route. Watch Beckham hook and go. And Pac-Man Jones took the cheese. But pass protection allowed Eli to have a good look at it. And that combination, Beckham and Manning, is unbelievable. 31st touchdown, and they're just getting warmed up.
Every pass Odell Beckham Jr.'s caught in his career has come from Eli Manning. 239 of them now in just his 3rd year in the NFL. Extra point good by Robbie Gould. The Giants back on top with 1:17 to go in the half. Eli Manning, the touchdown pass to Odell Beckham Jr.
What a beautiful route by Beckham.
Now caught 6 touchdown passes in the last 5 games. Didn't have any in their first 4 games of the season. Alex Erickson stood up shy of the 20-yard line. Romeo Okwara, the rookie out of Notre Dame.
Watch his total replay, Sean, of the touchdown. All starts with great pass protection. Left tackle Flowers, right tackle Bobby Hart do a great job in pass protection to give Eli a chance to step up and see the throw. And if you give Eli time, that lets Odell Beckham do some beautiful work. That's an outstanding double move. I wish I could dance like that.
Then the sextuple move with the dance moves after the touchdown catch, after the double move to free him. Giovanni Bernard, the ball carrier. And the Bengals don't look like they're in any big hurry here with a minute to go in the half. Just the one timeout left in the poor field position.
A bit surprised by that. Veteran quarterback, 6th year in the same system. Firepower everywhere. 3-4-1. I like to see him cut it loose in a 2-minute.
Best deep threat in the league this year in A.J. Green. He's caught 6 passes of more than 30 yards to lead the league. There's a slant to Brandon LaFell for a first down. And they're really still not moving with a lot of urgency with 30 seconds to go in the half.
Now, these are just meaningless yards here. You might as well forget about it almost now inside of 20 seconds.
Deep throw. Green the catch. And John, to your point, now the Bengals have to be saying that they wish they had moved more quickly the last couple of plays.
Well, when you got A.J. Green, if you saw the Cleveland game 2 weeks ago, he makes a Hail Mary catch that he tipped to himself. You have to give a human being like A.J. Green as many opportunities as you can. Another quick completion, a timeout, and a long field goal or a Hail Mary to A.J. Green. It's worth a try.
That was a Hail Mary at the end of the half against Cleveland, which Andy Dalton says that his opinion was the play of the year in the NFL. 10 seconds to go in the half. Eifert tackled in the open field by Cody Sensabaugh, just picked up by the Giants. after he's cut by the Rams in early October. Last time out for the Bengals with 3 seconds to go, and the ball at the 50-yard line. And it's the Toyota halftime, including Boomer's final drive. Among the topics tonight, Russell Wilson outstanding in New England last night, and Ezekiel Elliott outstanding every week for the Cowboys, now with the best record in the NFL. And an interview with Derek Carr as the Raiders get ready for Monday Night Football next Monday night in Mexico City against the Houston Texans. Prevent defense here for the Giants, and look who's out there. Odell Beckham Jr.
I want to see this. A Hail Mary to A.J. Green and Odell Beckham playing free safety. This will be interesting.
Four-man rush. Dalton throws on the run. It'll get close to the goal line, and it's batted away.
Odell Beckham doing it on both ends. Playing defensive back. I'm surprised he didn't catch it.
You know he wanted to.
I know he did.
Using his head on defense as well. 14-10, Manning and the Giants have the lead at the break. Cincinnati will get the ball to start the second half after the Toyota halftime. Here's Chris Berman. Back in the New York City area where the Giants lead the Bengals 14-10. As we get ready for the start of the second half, Cincinnati will have the ball first to begin the second half. Eli Manning threw for 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was also intercepted once in the first half. He had obviously close connections to all 3 of those men. Honored at the half a teammate of Justin Tuck. Ernie, of course, he made the trade to bring him to New York, and Tom Coughlin was his coach for the previous 12 seasons. Odell Beckham Jr. 8 catches in the first half for 79 yards. Not as productive a half for A.J. Green and Andy Dalton. Dalton threw for 154 and a touchdown. Green 5 catches, just 39 yards. Robbie Gould will kick off. Alex Erickson back deep with Rex Burkhead. And it's Erickson. Trying to go all the way across the field. Found a hole. Alex Erickson trying to get away from the kicker, Robbie Gould. And he is finally taken down by Cody Sensabaugh to save a touchdown inside the 15-yard line.
It's bad kick coverage by the Giants. They had a couple defenders run into each other, and Erickson takes this ball across the field, and there's nobody there. Number 16, Cody Core, with a great block. What a way to start the second half for the Bengals. And Hewitt has just checked in at fullback. If you want to run the ball behind your 255-pound fullback, Ryan Hewitt.
84-yard return by the rookie Erickson. He brought one back 65 yards on the first kickoff to the Bengals in their last game 2 weeks ago. That 27-all tie in London against the Washington Redskins. Jeremy Hill following the big tackle, Andrew Whitworth, the oldest tackle in the league at 35 years old, and he can still play. Pro Bowler last year. He's at the end of his contract at the end of the season. He said, I still love to play. I still want to play.
And he should play. And this is the area, Sean, where the Giants, well known this year for blitzing. Will they continue to apply the heat?
I apologize to Andrew, especially when he's 6'7", 330. He won't be 35 till December 12th. He's still 34 for another month. Second and 6. Now Jeremy Hill walks in for a touchdown, and Cincinnati takes advantage of the great kickoff return to retake the lead.
A lot of deception on that play. It's a weak side handoff with a fake end around. They're going to hand the ball to Hill, and you're going to see a fake end around over the top, and it fools the Giant defense, and Jeremy Hill, just like that, puts Cincinnati back on top. Kickoff return, sudden change. That's how it's done.
I talked to Alex Erickson a couple of weeks ago about getting up the field quickly, not running sideways on the kickoff returns. He heeded that message from Darren Simmons, the special teams coordinator. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Watch Dogs 2. Hack Everything, available November 15th, rated M for mature. By NFL Game Pass. Replay every game this season. Go to NFL.com/Game Pass to start your free trial. And by Fidelity Investments. Coverage tonight from Skycam is brought to you by American Express. Back in MetLife Stadium on this special night, the Bengals and the Giants, on the night in which the New York Giants honored 3 members, the newest members of their Ring of Honor, including Tom Coughlin, legendary coach, 2-time Super Bowl champ, for almost all of Eli Manning's career, his head coach. And we'll visit with Coach Coughlin in just a moment. Mike Nugent kicks off for the Bengals, and Wayne Harris is unable to return it. First of all, Coach, thanks for the visit. Congratulations.
Thank you for having me, Sean.
Great to see you. What's that feel like? I mean, that's some illustrious names that you just joined.
Yeah, no question. You know, as I said, when you put it in historical perspective, you have 92 years of New York Giants franchise, 42 members in the Ring of Honor. It's a prestigious and hallowed group. So I'm very honored, very humble to be a part of that.
And it's well deserved.
Thank you.
The former quarterback Eli Manning. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Giants now trailing 17-14. Opening seconds of the 3rd quarter. It's been a back-and-forth game. Rashad Jennings knocked down after a short game.
I really like that opening drive. Both teams did an outstanding job. A little formation job by the Bengals. Got that tight end on a middle backer. Not
I'm
bad.
the colored guy.
Oh, sorry.
Are you auditioning for his job tonight?
Yeah.
We're told you're
just
not retired.
I
Kelly,
wanted to say something positive about what happened in the first quarter.
your daughter Kelly told me, don't use the R word around my dad because he's not retired. Jennings again. Is it strange to watch? I mean, you coached this team for a long time. It means so much to you. I know you didn't necessarily want to depart when you did. Is this tough?
It is. It was. I'll tell you, opening day was really hard. But you know, I've been in the command room for all this season, and you know, if the Giants are playing the Eagles, I'm watching that game more than I'm watching anything else. But I do follow all the teams in the league, and I certainly keep my eye on the blue.
In that room, of course, the NFL's command center on game day. Coach Coughlin working with the folks back in the NFL offices in operations on game day. Do you have more appreciation for the officials now? Eli Manning, deep throw, looking for Roger Lewis.
Come on. Roger Lewis having a tough night. He dropped the ball in the first half. He was involved on the interception, and that time Eli clearly gave him a signal, and he did not get it. And momentum has shifted to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, Eli said he got a lot of time in the OTAs and preseason with Roger Lewis. Some of their receivers weren't fully healthy. Victor Cruz working his way back. So he feels like Lewis should know what he's doing by now. Didn't seem to on that play. Brad Wing the punt. Here comes Erickson again. His big kickoff return to start the half. Set up the go-ahead score, and he brings that one back to the 40.
You know, Coach, I'd just like you to tell the listeners out there, what did Tom Coughlin bring to the football team? What were you all about as a head coach?
Well, my deal was always team, passion and pride, and work hard, the outstanding work ethic. But we also believe in discipline and following rules, and you know, every man is responsible to another man on our team. So those were the aspects and the attributes we always talked about, John.
Here's Hill weaving his way close to another first down for Cincinnati.
Where do you think football is now, Coach? I mean, you got the CBA, you have limitations on practice. Where is this game going?
Well, we no question we're having trouble with this CBA. And the problem is we don't get enough work in the offseason. The offensive linemen and the quarterbacks struggle to be able to spend time together. And there's a lot of parts of it that are really not in the best interest of the game. And I think hopefully we'll get something done about that.
On 2nd and 1, there's Hill again, ripping into Giants territory to the 46. I mentioned when you first joined us here, Coach, it didn't necessarily end the way you would have wanted it to. We understand you may want to still continue to coach. Does what happened here tonight make it a little bit better for you, or things good with your relationship now with the Giants
Well,
organization?
walking in the stadium and listening to the fans was a wonderful thing. I'm not going to, that was terrific, and listening to them chant and even when we came out early and did that little segment earlier with the ESPN people, we had fans hanging over the railing, and that was a very enjoyable experience.
Dalton on target. Again, a lot of action involved in that play, and A.J. Green with the catch for another first down to the Giants' 25-yard line.
Well, it's a deep cross by A.J. Green, but it's the fake reverse that fools the underneath coverage. And when you get the running game going, the play action pass can expose you. Be careful if you're the New York Giants, because the Cincinnati Bengals have come out of the locker room and they're on the attack.
Up to 6 catches now for A.J. Green for 60 yards. From the 25, 10.5 to go, third quarter. Bengals trying to add to their 3-point lead. Hill slides ahead for about 3.
You got to ask this question, though. Are you going to come back in, Coach?
I don't know.
Come on,
I really
Coach.
don't. I really don't. I mean, I say that I would be interested in listening, and then I say on the other hand, it better be a good opportunity, but I don't know that there are any good opportunities when the change is made. So, I just, we'll see. It's the middle of the season. Certainly my dauber's back up, and I'm excited again, and I'm watching football and enjoying the games. There were some good games yesterday now. You got to admit, there were some really good games yesterday. Very enjoyable games. So that helped.
So, Coach Gruden, the answer to your question was, in the right situation, yes, he'd like to coach, and I hope he does, because I know Judy would probably like him out of the house.
She gave me here's your hat. I got that earlier in the year.
We're really proud of you, Coach. Happy for you. And I think you were 5-0 against me as a coach, and you do come back and coach. Hopefully it's not against me.
All right, John. Thank you very much.
Your pen here is why I admire you as much as I do, Coach. Not just have you been a great coach and a great head of this league, but the J Fund, very near and dear to your heart. You and your family and your cast of hundreds down there in North Florida have helped you raise millions of dollars, and here in the metropolitan area as well.
And what we do, as you know, Sean, is to help families who have a child with cancer.
And you've done it magnificently. Wow. There's a throw down to the goal line. Is that a catch? Coach Coughlin signaling incomplete. He's hoping he's right. And the officials are going to confirm. Haven't seen a definitive signal yet.
Tyler Boyd, the rookie out of Pitt.
They're calling it incomplete.
You have to maintain possession of the ball when you go to the ground. You're trying to stay away from as many of these judgment calls as you can. But
well, Jerry Austin agrees with you, Coach. So you've been paying attention in your time in the command center with the officiating folks, Dean Blandino.
Dean's trying to teach me what a catch is. So
Call me when you learn the answer. Here's Nugent, a kicker who has struggled.
that's a huge play, John.
Sure is.
We're going forward here now.
Yep. Would have been a 2-score lead for the Bengals. Now Nugent trying to make it a 6-point game from 38 yards, and he is 2 for 2 tonight. Coach, we're honored to be here on your special night. Thanks for all you've been
Thanks
to
for
us.
having me, guys. Nice to see you as always.
And to the NFL. God bless, Coach, you and your family. 20-14 Bengals. Tomorrow night, the 6th annual State Farm Champions Classic from right across the river at Madison Square Garden in New York City. How about those matchups? Number 2 Kentucky, 13th ranked Michigan State. Hall of Fame coaches Calipari and Izzo. Winningest coach of all time, Mike Krzyzewski, is Blue Devils number 1, taking on 7th ranked Kansas. Bill Self, the guy who will be in the Hall of Fame someday. Both games on ESPN, also streaming live on the ESPN app and Watch ESPN. Those teams have combined to win 18 Division I men's basketball championships. Mike Nugent, the kickoff. Bobby Rainey back deep this time. And he got smacked shy of the 20. Well, the Giants with work to do. 8:46 to go in the third quarter. Already been a big night for Odell Beckham Jr. Still a long way to go in this one. Cincinnati Bengals trying to protect a 6-point lead now. Defensive coordinator Paul Guenther, one of the rising stars in coaching in the NFL, just 44 years old. His name has been mentioned regarding head coaching jobs that might come open. Eli Manning on first down. Too high for Odell Beckham. Didn't want to even try to go up for that one, knowing that that wasn't going to end well.
But you know, Paul Guenther lost all 3 of his assistants, and he had to hire 3 new coaches, and game planning is different. Game day adjustments are different. These new coaches have no history with these players, and it's been a challenge. And here at midseason, it looks like they've made some good second-half adjustments.
He said he was surprised how difficult that was. Terminology different for those new coaches. Sometimes the new coaches explain things to these Cincinnati players in terms they're familiar with from their past, and the Bengal players don't understand it because they're used to what's been coached here for quite a while now under Guenther and Zimmer.
Yeah, you see Jacob Burney on the left, Jim Haslett coaching the linebackers. He's in the middle. Kevin Coyle, former Dolphin defensive coordinator, comes back to Cincinnati. All 3 men need to retrain themselves and get acclimated to this Bengal way of doing business, and doesn't happen overnight.
Rashad Jennings couldn't make the catch, so it's 3rd and 10 for New York. 4-man rush. Manning, short throw, good catch, but Shepard had to go to the ground for it, well shy of the first down. And it's a 3-and-out for Adam Jones and Paul Guenther's defense.
Those are 2 terrible series for the Giants. Once again, no running game at all. And the Cincinnati Bengal defense, well known for preserving a lead in the 4th quarter. When they get a touchdown or more lead, they're almost invincible in the last 32 victories.
And Alex Erickson has been a big part of this second half with a long kickoff return and a good punt return. He'll have a chance for another one from the 24. Brings it back for about 9 before he's driven back by a host of Giants, including Nat Burhead. 20-14 Bengals, and the ball is theirs when we come back. Time for Monday Night Lights Saturday in Newark, New Jersey. ESPN, the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell hosted a heads-up football clinic. Players from Malcolm X Shabazz High School, Roosevelt High School, Barringer High School, part of our Monday Night Football Sports Matters initiative. As usual, Coach Gruden was there, providing his insights and inspiration. The program providing funding for sports equipment. Looks like you guys had a great time again this week.
Man, those guys at Shabazz High School, they love football. Go sign up and play. You'll find out what a great game it is. What a blast we had in Jersey.
Andy Dalton on first down, hitting the hole quickly. Giovanni Bernard, he's out to the 38-yard line. Quality gain on first down. He got 5. Landon Collins made the tackle for New York.
Left tackle Andrew Whitworth. Reach block at the point of attack. Marvin Lewis said he wanted to run the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Run it behind Whitworth. He's been a good one for a long time.
He's a real team leader for left tackle Whitworth. Saw him during the last commercial break over on the sideline coaching up some of his fellow offensive linemen. He said he gave his teammates the message, hey, a lot of you guys have been here 5 or 6 years. You're not used to not making the playoffs. I've been here a lot longer than that. I know what it's like. And you don't want to be playing on a team that's out of it with 3 or 4 games to go. So with that in mind, you better get it going here in the second half. And it looks like they've heeded his message tonight.
Yeah, he's been a mentor long enough. And here he is lined up outside as a wide receiver in this bizarre, crazy Bengal formation.
Third down and 2. The crowd hoping for a big stop. The Bengals haven't converted on 3rd down tonight. 0 for 5. The toss to Bernard has a seam. Has the first down. Has Giant territory. Well, they're going to call a holding penalty on the near side.
Andrew Whitworth just laid a New York Giant out.
Holding, offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
They can't believe the call. It's going to be a toss to the left, and Whitworth is going to pull, number 77. I think it's a pretty good call. He reached with his inside arm, and Landon Collins, an outstanding young safety, victimized there. But this is third down and a long 10. Keep an eye on A.J. Green at the bottom of the screen, working against Janoris Jenkins. They've been going at it since their SEC days.
And even before that, in the Under Armour High School All-American game, Dalton, under duress, gets it off. Deep throw short of A.J. Green. Andy had to throw it on the run. So a big holding call wipes out the first down, and Cincinnati will punt with 5:53 to go in the third.
A.J. Green on a double move. I thought he had him deep. Dalton just didn't have the protection. He took a nasty shot from Jason Pierre-Paul, but A.J. Green on a double move had separation. Penalties against the Bengals tonight have hurt them on both sides.
They've been flagged 6 times. The Giants only once. Kevin Huber, the punter. Another good boot, sending Bobby Rainey backpedaling to the 15. He weaves through the traffic, survives a couple of hits. Nice return to 15 yards to the 30. Rex Burkhead, the former Nebraska running back, with the tackle. 53-yard punt. And the offense finds some rhythm here in the second half for New York. Back in New York on a gorgeous mid-November night. Across the Hudson River from Manhattan, MetLife Stadium. Monday Night Football, the Bengals leading the Giants 20-14. 5:39 to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 New York from its own 30. Paul Perkins keeps the legs moving and gets 8.
Taking a look at this Bengal defense, Geno Atkins has delivered. We set it up in the pregame. He's got to take advantage of these backup guards. And he's worked both guards tonight. Jerry, Newhouse, it hasn't mattered. Excellent pass rusher, powerful man, Pro Bowl defensive tackle.
Wow. Perkins got stood up, head snapped back, and he did not get the first down yardage. He's about a half yard shy. Montez Burfict again. When he hits you, you know it.
Yes, he does. 55 in the middle of your screen. He recognizes schemes, and he is an excellent tackler. It's these short yardage situations you got to keep an eye on. Odell Beckham, it's man-to-man coverage. Beckham's at the top of the screen.
And Manning trying to throw it for Tavares King, and flags everywhere. He came up looking for flags, and he didn't have to look long. Dre Kirkpatrick had the coverage, and will be called for a penalty.
Pass interference, defense number 27. Automatic first down, spot of the foul.
Kirkpatrick has had a lot of problems with penalties. He had 13 penalties last year. That's 6 penalties already on Kirkpatrick, the man who had an interception earlier in the first half. But penalties, can't say it enough. They have set New York up and given them a chance.
A yard shy of midfield. Back to their familiar formation. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. Incomplete pass. They're in that formation more than 95% of the time. In this day and age of football, it's so unusual where teams are constantly changing personnel groups and giving you different looks. Paul Gunther told us last night, Coach, I looked at my defensive call sheet. I said, I don't have enough on here. And he said, yes, I do, because the Giants are basically in the same formation all night long.
Well, say personnel grouping. 1 back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. You're right, and not much of a running game.
Ty the tight end this time, but Perkins the back. They throw it to Ty. You talked at the top of the telecast about how the tackling needed to be better. That was a solid tackle by Vincent Ray, but there are the numbers with that personnel group. 1 running back, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers, known as 13 personnel. League average is 58% with that look, and they're at 95.5. Oh boy, Sterling Shepard. And Adam Jones thought Shepard should have got a penalty after he dropped the ball. He made contact with Jones with no flag.
Uncommon drop. Shepard, a very sure-handed receiver. Don't know if he would have gotten the first down anyhow. Here's Wing. Special teams have turned this game around for Cincinnati.
Shepard had only one drop all season on an on-target throw prior to tonight. Alex Erickson, this time the fair catch, but Zach Diassi, the long snapper down there, and there's a flag down. Saw Mark Herzlich clapping. Apparently it's going to be against Cincinnati. At least the Giants and their fans think so. That's one way to stop Erickson. Hang it up so high he can't run it back.
During the kick, illegal block in the back, return team number 21. Half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10.
Darquez Denard.
Denard has struggled tonight. He's been beaten twice on 3rd down, and it's a block in the back. Backs up Cincinnati. Ryan Hewitt, Sean, has checked into the game, number 89. He can play tight end, fullback. He gives the Bengals a physical presence in the hole. He's lined up as a tight end on the wing up top. Let's see what he does.
Jeremy Hill, the running back. He runs into Olivier Vernon, who swings him down with help from Eli Apple. And we're under 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, a quarter in which the Giants have already punted 3 times.
And it's been this Giant defense during this 3-game winning streak that has elevated their play. As we approach the end of the 3rd quarter, perhaps the Giants are going to need a turnover from their defense to win this game tonight.
Ryan Hewitt stays in the backfield, trying to help Hill. He doesn't get far. Jonathan Hankins with the penetration, 4th-year defensive lineman out of Ohio State.
Hankins is a load. They have 2 big bodies inside. Hankins from Ohio State. Damon Harris in 98 at nose tackle. Hard to run inside. And on 3rd down and long, specialty pass rushers on the field for the Giants. Only 11 sacks. They're last in football in sacks. Can they get home? Vernon at the bottom of the screen. Jason Pierre-Paul at the top.
0 for 6 on 3rd down. And Andy Dalton wants a little more time to think about the play call in this 3rd and 9. Timeout, Bengals.
And you see Andy Dalton walking to the sideline. There's Ken Zampese. Great story. Been with the Bengals now in his 14th season. He's the 3rd offensive coordinator that Andy Dalton has had. Former quarterback coach. He knows this offensive personnel. He's waited patiently for this opportunity. And it's calls like this that help you earn your paycheck. 3rd and 9, backed up late.
I like what he said to you last night. He said, I had chances to leave, but I wanted to raise my children in one house if I could. That's rare in coaching, but he's the son of a coach, the longtime coordinator Ernie Zampese, and for the most part, Ken grew up in the same house in San Diego. His dad coached college and pro for the Chargers. 4-man rush. Dalton back into the end zone. Far sideline. Incomplete for Brandon LaFell with Eli Apple in coverage.
Eli Apple got benched last week. Did not play well. Didn't tackle well. Didn't play well. They benched him. He's back on the field. He makes the biggest play of the night for the Giants. That's a huge 3-and-out stop. Here's Rainey.
Hubert with about 2 yards to spare in the back of the end zone. Bobby Rainey's back deep. Ordinarily be Dwayne Harris, but he has a toe injury. We're told he's not going to return. Rainey fielded it on the bounce, trying to run away from Darquez Denard, who required help from Vincent Ray. Giants will begin in Cincinnati territory at the 47-yard line. 50-yard punt, 9-yard return. Well, I think eccentric is a word that could be used to describe Odell Beckham Jr. We're told he has his own emoji line. I'm surprised you weren't the first to do that, Coach Gruden. I know you're big into the emojis. No touchdown catches the first 4 games of the season. 6 in his last 4, including one tonight. So I guess that's a smiley face emoji of some kind.
I don't even know what an emoji is.
It's that thing on your phone. Different faces or whatever you call it. I'm not a really big emoji guy myself, as you can tell. And Manning, so there's a catch for a smiley face and a first down. Wonder if he has an emoji for that. Carlos Dansby, the tackle, to touch him down to the 36.
All kind of time for Eli. It's a crossing route. Beckham finds the open area within the zone and goes up and gets another one. Here comes Eli.
Dropped off for Rashad Jennings, and he will not get away from Burfict. With a little help from George Iloka, the safety, out of Boise State.
Perfect. I think he likes to play football. I saw him in the lobby of our hotel. The Bengals were staying where we were. I got to hang out with the Bengals down there, see Burfict. He's a lot bigger in person than you think. Great communicator, smart football player, physical indeed.
Time to time, perhaps, has crossed the line with some of his hits. He missed the first 3 games of this season, serving an NFL suspension. Jennings finds a big hole. The Giants finally do something with a running play. It'll be 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. George Iloka made the tackle after a run of 24.
They're going to pull the right guard, John Jerry. They're going to pull tight end Jarrell Adams on a counter play. And they gash Cincinnati. One of the few misdirection runs I've seen. Well done.
24-yard run for Jennings, his longest of the season. He started the night averaging 2.6 yards per carry. Jennings again. Trying to bounce outside, cannot get away. Well played by Sean Williams, the safety. That takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. On to the 4th we go. Monday Night Football from East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Bengals lead by 6. Giants outplayed most of the 3rd quarter, outscored 10-0 by the Bengals, who've taken a 20-14 lead, but now the Giants poised to score as we move to the 4th.
Obvious passing situation here. Expect a quick throw. You've got to get your hands up. Michael Johnson, number 90. Reject these quick throws. Try to get your arms up and bat one down.
Throws incomplete. After all that maneuvering, they weren't on the same page. Thrown between Ty and Beckham and not close to either one of them.
Well, that's hard to believe. Eli thought Will Ty was going to break out, and Ty took it up. I think I heard a cake bread.
Yeah. Nice bottle of wine.
That's what Eli's expecting, but Ty took it up. 3rd and 9.
Rashad Jennings empties the backfield wide to the right. Manning steps up, throws short of the goal line. Tavares King went lunging. Good tackle again by Vontaze Burfict. 4th and goal. The crowd wants Ben McAdoo to go for it, and so far it looks like that's what he's going to do. He calls the plays.
Excuse me, it's amazing, and they're not even huddling here. Eli Manning in a state of no huddle offense. And he's going to keep his eyes on Beckham at the bottom of the screen, but they've got him doubled with Adam Jones and Sean Williams. I'm surprised he is not kicking it.
Yeah, I'm surprised too with this much time left. But going for the lead right now. Manning, touchdown! Sterling Shepard, and they're an extra point away from going on top.
That's why Ben McAdoo is the head coach of the Giants. What a gutty call on 4th down. It's a zone coverage. Eli knew it. And he finds Shepard, number 87, coming from right to left on a shallow cross. And Montez Burfict, I can't imagine, drew the coverage against a wide receiver. There had to be a breakdown there in Cincinnati's secondary. That's having confidence in your quarterback. And Eli Manning, 35 years old, Ben McAdoo is going to rely on that experience in big moments down the stretch.
And there's one thing we've seen this season, the extra point is not a gimme, and this one is right down the middle from Robbie Gould. Less than a minute gone by, 4th quarter. New York reclaims the lead by 1 point. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Fidelity Investments. By Toyota, let's go places. By ESPNshop.com, powered by Dick's Sporting Goods. And by Burger King. Now get 3 large pancakes for only 89 cents, only at Burger King. Friday in New York City, the nation's largest Veterans Day parade, known as America's Parade. More than 20,000 participants. Thank the men and women of our armed forces for their service. Robbie Gould kicks off. Can Alex Erickson give them another big return? Not this time. Shy of the 20, stopped by Paul Perkins.
It's great design. You have Odell Beckham get doubled. They use him to control 2 Bengals. Then they send Jennings in the flat to take out the flare control, and they get a one-on-one for Sterling Shepard against the linebacker. That's great design by Ben McAdoo. And when you have a veteran quarterback like Eli Manning, you can call that play and say, if we get that coverage, stay with the play. If we don't get that coverage, audible to the play that you like. And it's buyer beware with Eli Manning. He's capable of executing a lot of football.
And on 4th down, as you saw, his 12th touchdown pass of his career on 4th down. A.J. Green couldn't make the one-handed catch with Janoris Jenkins running in coverage.
They call that man the Jackrabbit. Janoris Jenkins came over from the Rams in free agency. A.J. is shaken up, but he hasn't backed down from anybody. Week in, week out, Jenkins goes toe-to-toe with the best. And he's a big reason the Giants are 5-3 and in the thick of things.
A.J. Green limping, and he's on the sideline. Obviously a huge loss. Andy Dalton says he's the best receiver in the league. He doesn't have him out there with him now. The pass batted down again. Looked like JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul.
He never comes off the field. He reads the quick set by Dalton and has the athletic ability to get up and reject it. And on 3rd down and long, A.J. Green has returned, and they need him in the worst way now.
7 passes batted down by Jason Pierre-Paul this season, tied with the Bengals. Carlos Dunlap for the league lead. They're 0 for 7 on 3rd down. 5 straight incompletions by Dalton, and they rush him. With 5, flush him from the pocket. Man open, Tyler Eifert. First down and much more out near the 38-yard line. Chopped down by Janoris Jenkins. A big gain of 20 for Cincinnati.
It's an overload blitz. You're going to see Giants coming off the left side of your screen. Dalton got the protection. He veers out away from pressure, and there's your experienced tight end, Tyler Eifert. Made his presence felt last week against the Redskins. 9 catches for over 100 yards, and what a receiver he is.
Big conversion. Their first of the night on 3rd down. They try to run. Jeremy Hill goes nowhere. Kelvin Shepard, Jonathan Hankins in on the tackle for the Giants, and we go under 13 minutes to go.
And Andy Dalton with a revamped wide receiver core, Sean. 83, rookie Tyler Boyd. playing a huge role for the Bengals. Number 11, Brandon LaFell, the ex-New England Patriot. Who else can step up for Cincinnati down the stretch?
Very concerned with the receiving corps after they lost Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu as free agents in the offseason. LaFell and Boyd on pace to have more catches combined than Sanu and Jones did last year for Cincinnati. Dalton a throwaway. And here comes a 3rd down and long.
That's just a nice job by Andrew Adams. He's a rookie safety. Undrafted out of Connecticut. Didn't make the 53-man roster. They have a rash of injuries, and they're starting Andrew Adams, a rookie, for the New York Giants, and he's done an excellent job teaming up with Landon Collins.
They just had their first 3rd down conversion of the night on the pass to Eifert. Can they do it again? Play clock at 1. Didn't get it off.
A lot of different blitz looks, and it's driving Dalton crazy.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. We're done.
You don't know who's coming and going on this Giant defense. They play a 32 dime, a 42 nickel, a 41 dime. Different linebackers, different nickel corners. Steve Spagnuolo trying to confuse Andy Dalton so far tonight. Just 1 for 8 on 3rd down, and this one is a doozy.
Nine penalties for 60 yards for the Bengals. 1 penalty for 10 yards for New York. Dalton had to move away from Jason Pierre-Paul. Throws on the run. Flag down in the secondary. Intended, it appeared, for A.J. Green. And are the Bengals going to catch a huge break on 3rd down and long?
Prior to the pass. Holding. Defense number 20. 5-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Boy, what a break for Cincinnati. 3rd and 15. Janoris Jenkins. It's a good call. Well officiated tonight. 1st down, Cincinnati. A.J. Green is limping around. Does not look 100%.
Green's not on the field right now. Cody Core, deep backup, has come in. Jason Pierre-Paul makes the tackle on Jeremy Hill, and now a little bit gimpy as he trots back on is A.J. Green.
6'4". Combination of incredible speed and quickness. How much is left in the tank? 2nd down and 9.
Dalton down the middle, too high, and intercepted by Landon Collins. And got knocked down by his own man, Jonathan Casillas. It was intended for Tyler Kroft, the tight end, and it was too high from Andy Dalton.
That's his 4th interception in the last 3 weeks. Collins makes a huge play for the Giant defense from his deep safety position. He read Dalton all the way.
First Cincinnati turnover of the game, and a big one. Giants ball at the Cincinnati 41. A 1-point lead for New York. Collins, 2nd-year safety out of Alabama, the only player in the NFL to lead his team in tackles, sacks, and interceptions, and he just added to his interception total. 4th of the year, 5th of his career. They've worked very hard with him, Coach, on catching the ball. He did not have good ball skills, and Steve Spagnuolo said they work on that every day. Just Collins catching the ball.
And it has paid off.
We're in a replay review here. They want to see if he was down by contact earlier, right after the interception.
This man is dangerous after the catch. Did you see the return he had against the Rams in London, Sean?
I did.
He's quite a runner. It'll be interesting to see where the ball is spotted. Here's John Perry.
After reviewing the play, the left foot was touched. He's down by contact at the 38-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 11:31. First down.
So it cost them 21 yards of field position.
That was a bad interception by Andy Dalton. Great play by the young safety man, but ball was poorly thrown, and it shouldn't have been thrown. I think he was fooled by coverage, and Landon Collins making a name for himself this year in New York.
They lose 21 yards of field position, but still in good shape. And Manning getting Grady. And that one is intercepted by George Iloka. Going for Tavares King. We're seeing more playing time than usual tonight with the injury to Victor Cruz and the drops by Roger Lewis.
I'm surprised he threw that. That was a slant and go. And the veteran safety Iloka reads Eli for the interception.
And is it a catch? It looked like it was trying to slide out, but again, he got the hand under it as Kirkpatrick did on the first interception of the night thrown by Eli Manning. Second interception of the season for George Iloka.
Eli knows he shouldn't have thrown that ball. It's a sudden change. You get the turnover. You want to take a shot. You have a double move on the outside, but that was late down the middle. And Cincinnati in their bizarre formation. Let's see what happens here.
Swing it out quickly to Tyler Boyd. Rookie out of Pittsburgh. And the Giants so well coached on defense by Steve Spagnuolo and his staff. Ready for the bizarre looks tonight. Though Eifert did catch him early in the game on that long completion. Here's Lisa.
Yeah, Sean, just an update on A.J. Green. Remember when he came off the field after Andy Dalton threw that interception, he was limping noticeably. He did not receive any treatment while on the sideline. Again, he's back in the game, but keep an eye on him.
Under 11 minutes to go. Dalton for Green. Wrestled down by his longtime opponent, Janoris Jenkins.
They're going to be short, Sean. It's going to be a short yardage situation. Here come the big guns. 74. Fisher going to check in as an extra tight end. The big back, Jeremy Hill. Like to see Cincinnati get out of all these crazy formations, put their money where their mouth is, hand the ball to Hill behind this big back for the yard.
Brian Hewitt, third-year man out of Stanford, lines up in the fullback position, trying to lead the way. Hill doesn't look to the Giants as if he got there, and now some pushing and shoving.
Going to all depend on the spot. It's an isolation play, and Jeremy Hill, I thought he got there with second effort.
Well, the officials say he did not. And with 9.5 to go, Marvin Lewis sends out the punting unit.
Great work by the Giant defense. They have completely shut down Cincinnati in the last few possessions.
Kevin Huber. Good kick. High. Grabbed by Bobby Rainey, who stumbled and basically tripped himself up as he tried to make some moves. Marked down at the 34-yard line. 8:53 to go. The Giants, the ball on a 1-point lead. Ben McAdoo and the Giants trying to keep pace with the Dallas Cowboys, the best record in the league at 8-1 after 8 straight wins. Of course, their only loss was to the Giants to start the season. They're trying to get to 6-3 in a division where all the teams are above 500. The only division in the NFL where that is the case. And a wild card team out of this division in any of the last 6 seasons. Washington won it last year at 9-7. Rashad Jennings.
Well, that time Will Tye tried the isolation block on Vontaze Burfict, and you can see why that play bounced to the outside. I don't think Will Tye wants to be a lead blocker in the hole against Vontaze Burfict. Oh.
A quality game of 5 on first down. Manning caught. Beckham breaks a tackle and gets the first down, and a late flag thrown at the end of the play.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense number 56. Penalties decline. Result of the play, first down.
Carlos Dansby. On the flag, and Eli Manning relentless in this no-huddle offense. They have had some miscommunications. They got to be crystal clear now.
With under 8 minutes to go, here comes Rashad Jennings forward for 2, just shy of midfield.
A lot of veterans on this field for the Bengals defensively. Domata Peko, 11 years. You look at Michael Johnson, Adam Jones. This Bengal crowd has been together a long time. And they need a signature win to get this program going this year.
And eventually they need a playoff win if they can get back. They haven't won the playoff game. Marvin Lewis era. He's 0-7. Deflected pass. It still winds up in the hands of Tye, and now he gets taken down by 3 defenders, 3 yards short of the first down.
Well, Eli came in here tonight with 10 passes batted down. The whole league knows that the Giants are a quick passing team. Get your hands up. That time it's Peko. Setting up a third down is short. And these are the man-to-man situations where you get into a third and short situations, and Odell Beckham Jr. is extremely dangerous.
He's to Manning's right on third down and 3, 6.5 to go, fourth quarter. Giants leading by 1. 5-man rush, and the quick throw. A little too quick for Rashad Jennings. Low, he couldn't catch it.
There's that double A gap look that Mike Zimmer, who's now the head coach of the Vikings, and Paul Gunther are known for. They create an unblocked Bengal, and Carlos Dunlap forces a hot throw, and the Bengals are off the field.
Brad Wing to punt. Fair catch signaled by Alex Erickson at the 9-yard line. 37-yard punt. 6:17 to go. Monday Night Football from East Rutherford, New Jersey. Next Monday night, the Raiders and the Texans from Mexico City. Estadio Azteca, well-known venue around the world. It's hosted 2 World Cup finals. A couple of the first-place teams, the Texans and the Raiders, next Monday night. That's a live shot.
That's going to be awesome right there. Can't wait.
Do you have a passport? Everybody on our crew is concerned that maybe you don't have a passport.
I don't know. I'm just hoping I get home tomorrow.
From the 9-yard line, Andy Dalton and the Bengals. Giovanni Bernard, nice move. Stayed on his feet, and he got belted out of bounds by Landon Collins. But a nifty run on first down by the 4th-year man out of North Carolina, Bernard.
Watch Landon Collins, number 21. I can see why he changed his number. He idolized Sean Taylor, the ex-Washington Redskin, and he's representing Sean Taylor quite well tonight, as he has all season.
As you referenced, where's the number 21 in honor and memory of the late Sean Taylor? And a lot of moving parts, but a loss of 1 on the play for Cincinnati.
Bengals 1 for 9 on 3rd down. And I don't think Spagnuolo has run the same defense or the same look twice. Multiple substitutions again. 3rd down and 4. What's it going to be? Watch the disguises and all the movement in this Giant defense as they come out in this no-back set.
Ticking down to 5 minutes to go. Andy Dalton and the Bengals still down by a point. 3rd and 4 from their own 15. 4-man rush, but they get pressure. Now Dalton takes off running. And he's still going. Slides down across the 30-yard line.
Very underrated is his athleticism. He gets away from Jason Pierre-Paul. Right side of your screen, number 90. Puts the ball away, gets the 1st down and then some. Dalton on track for a career-high rushing yardage. He's known for running for 1st downs. He had 3 rushing 1st downs against Washington a couple weeks ago in London. Huge pickup by the Red Rifle.
15-yard gain. Play fake to Bernard. Hit as he throws. Dalton, and fortunately for him, it lands without being picked off by the Giants. And it was Jason Pierre-Paul who's been a constant presence in the face of Andy Dalton tonight.
I don't like that pass protection at all. You're going to bring a tight end from across the formation to block Jason Pierre-Paul. Tyler Eifert, no match for JPP. 2nd and 10.
Bernard right behind the left guard, staying in the block, and they still smother Dalton.
Steve Spagnuolo is heating up Andy Dalton. That time it's that double A-gap blitz. He brings them both, and they overpower Cincinnati. There they are. 57 Robinson, 52 Casillas. They just overpower the Bengals.
Jason Pierre-Paul did not get up after that play. Steve Spagnuolo, last year a struggle throughout. They gave up more than 27 points per game, one of the worst defensive seasons in Giants history. The big reason why they couldn't win the close games. Last year they lost 4 close games in the final 75 seconds of play. They were 3-8 in games decided by 8 points or less. This year all but one of their games has been decided by 8 points or fewer. They're 5-2 in those games. Spent $200 million to improve the defense. And Spagnuolo knows what to do with guys like Olivier Vernon and Janoris Jenkins. The 2 high-priced newcomers. They spent money to keep Pierre-Paul, was a free agent. Dalton in trouble and going down again. It's Vernon, the $85 million man.
This defense in the last month has come up huge for New York. Olivier Vernon, number 54, goes inside as a stand-up defensive tackle. He beats Clint Bowling bad.
Consecutive sacks by the Giants, who started the night with the lowest sack total in the league, only 11 all season long. Fair catch made by Bobby Rainey of the Kevin Huber punt. 3:01 to go.
And Sean, it's his 4-minute drill. where the Giants have really struggled. They struggle to run the ball at all. They're going to rely on Eli Manning's arm and his ability to recognize the Bengals' deployment. I expect the Giants to throw the football even though they have a 1-point lead with 3 minutes left.
We got some good runs at the end of the game from Paul Perkins last week, but Eli says that you just can't have the loss of 3 or 4 yards, which they've had too frequently this year. There's Jennings spinning ahead for about a yard, and will Marvin Lewis use one of his 2 remaining timeouts? He will, with 2:56 to go. So 1 timeout and a 2-minute warning remaining to stop the clock for the Bengals. Well, the Giants 5-3 in the first half of this season. In the 12 years under Tom Coughlin, they were successful in the first half of the season, won 65% of their games, but in the second halves of the seasons, 42% winning percentage. That 23-point differential, the largest swing in either direction in the NFL over that 12-year span. So can they finish the second half of this season in strong fashion and make the playoffs for the first time since 2011, which was the last time they won the Super Bowl under Coach Coughlin?
A lot of confusion in his Giant huddle as to what the personnel is.
The play clock is not moving. Now it is.
Claiming they had 12 men in there. And will Eli Manning throw the football in this situation?
Jennings. Tackled by Vincent Ray, and Marvin Lewis will use his final timeout with 2:50 to go and a huge 3rd down and 6. The next snap for New York.
And when you're in a one-back operation, as you know, it's hard to run the ball. You only can handle 6, maybe 7 at the most. You see number 73, Marshall Newhouse, check into the game. Adam Geddes, number 60, checks out. Sometimes they use Newhouse as a tight end because they really don't have a blocking tight end. There's not a fullback on the roster. And will they rely on Eli Manning as they did earlier on the 4th and goal play, Sean? If I'm Ben McAdoo, I'm putting the ball in Eli Manning's hands.
Newhouse deserves a lot of credit. He's had to play left guard, an unfamiliar position, a lot of the night tonight because of the injury to Brett Jones, who was in for the injured Justin Pugh. Jones went out very early in the game. Newhouse has gone almost all the way at left guard. He was their starting right tackle at the beginning of the year. 3rd and 6. They hand it off to Jennings, and they convert on the ground for a huge 1st down.
Eli saw the Bengals shift out of the blitz look, and he ran a quick handoff for the convincing 1st down. Vontez Burfict can't get there. Richburg at center did an excellent job. And in the 4-minute drill, the New York Giants on 3 consecutive runs take it to Cincinnati.
You needed 6. They got 9. Injured player for Cincinnati is George Iloka. When talking about the struggling ground game, Ben McAdoo said stats are for losers, but I think he's very happy to see that 99 tonight, well above their season average. Their season high 120 on the ground against the Redskins. That was in the loss here when they kind of gave the game away late with some key penalties and mistakes. Iloka has gone off the field. They will have to snap it again, the Giants, before the 2-minute warning.
I give McAdoo a lot of credit. It's quite a battery. He calls the plays, sets the parameters, and Eli Manning has a green light to run the play that McAdoo called or fix it. And when you have Manning and McAdoo working together, they've been together now for a while, Sean, and it showed in some critical moments tonight.
They let the play clock go all the way down and call a timeout. Well, they're fortunate that Eli Manning is so durable, because you wonder what would happen if he could not play and they had to go to Ryan Nassib, who's there in the background. So inexperienced. I mean, he's very bright. He went to Syracuse, so you know Nassib is about as smart as you can possibly be.
Well, Eli's played 192 straight games, and Nassib was hurt, and he's never played any.
Yeah.
He was on the injury list, couldn't play because he got hurt in practice.
Issue. Probably studying diligently the game plan, taking so many notes, he hurt his arm. With that 192 straight starts for Eli Manning, the third longest in the history of the league. Surpassed only by Brett Favre, 297, and Eli's older brother Peyton, who started in 208 in a row. 192 straight starts is the equivalent of 12 straight full 16-game regular seasons. Been remarkably durable. Jennings carries, Ray the tackle, 2-minute warning, and the Giants win yet another close one. They're up by 1 at home.
One-point game here at the 2-minute warning. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Levy. Charles Woodson, Steve Young, Trent Dilfer will join me coming up on the GMC postgame report. And on SportsCenter at night with Scott Van Pelt is one big thing, all about the crazy college football weekend. Scotty will talk with Corey Seager, the National League Rookie of the Year. Sean and John, bring us home.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Some of the fans filing out, more than 76,000 on hand. Giants about to go to 4-1 at home this year if they can run out the clock, earn their 4th straight win, and go to 6-3 for the season. Rashad Jennings. Yeah, the Bengals were thinking, coach, should they let him score?
Should have. Missed tackles. And Rashad Jennings has heard everybody's criticism, including mine, about this Giant running game. What a job he's done tonight. Adam Jones misses a tackle, and good double team blocking at the point of attack. New York Giant football. What a night it's been. Tom Coughlin, Justin Tuck, Ernie Accorsi go into the Ring of Honor, and Eli Manning and his young head coach Ben McAdoo are right in the thick of things.
What a contrast to a year ago with the very leaky defense. They couldn't win the close ones down the stretch. The offense bears some responsibility, obviously, for that as well. The inability to close out games.
And the Bengals, one of the most disappointing teams so far in football. 3-5-1. Just 2 for 11 on 3rd down. We're unable to solve the blitzes late in this game. And
now tempers flaring. The Giants' 6 wins will be by a combined total of 21 points. The only game decided by more than 8 points they played all year was their 24-10 loss in their other appearance this year, Monday Night Football at Minnesota. Still 2 games behind Dallas, but very well positioned now, at least with an eye toward the wild card.
that 4th down call, Sean. 4th and goal. Ben McAdoo going for it. What a gutty call.
And they scored a 3-yard touchdown instead of kicking a field goal that would have gotten them within 3 points at 20-17. Stay tuned with the GMC postgame on SportsCenter coming up next. We'll be back in a matter of seconds to reveal this week's choice for the Gruden Grinder. Giants a winner, 21-20 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Thanks for watching Monday Night Football. More from East Rutherford right after this.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.